Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Terry from Tidbits and Tinkerings, and we are going to be assembling the hidden slider card that I designed for Cricut Design Space. And all of the parts to the card are out here. I've already went ahead and assembled the layers for the little Easter bunny that we're going to be using. This is the only part that I did not use print then cut for because I wanted a little bit of dimension on it. The sentiments and the little image we're going to be using for the hidden part on the card are print then cut, because since this is going to be a sliding card, you can't have the bulk from layering your images on these pieces. So that's why I did print then cut on these. This is going to be the front of our card, and there are 3 score lines, and you'll want to do this middle fold as a mountain fold. And I'm going to use my bone folder, and then I'm going to open that back up, and then this one at the bottom is going to be a valley fold, and crease that. And this very top one is also going to be a valley, so I'm going to fold that up and crease that. Alright, so we have that part done, and now what you're going to do is take the smaller of your 2 print then cut images, and you're going to flip this front piece over, okay? And I'm going to use some of my score tape since it's a little bit stronger than my other adhesives, and it's going to go at the very bottom of this fold. Well, it's going to go on this bottom fold here. And you just want that there. All right. Make sure that sticks there. And then peel that backing off. And this piece here is going to get lined up with this bottom piece here. And you want to try to get it centered as best you can, because this little sentiment is going to come out of the top. This is okay. You want to go all the way to the bottom. Okay, that should have gotten it. All right, and you want to make sure you stick that down really well. All right. And, okay, that's it for that part. And now you're going to take your other print image and you're going to work at the back again. And I didn't get that centered very well, but an easy way to do this, which I should have done, is line it up with the top and then just kind of lay it down. And that should be perfectly even with this bottom fold down here. Okay, but now we're going to take our next print then cut image, and this is actually going to go face down on the back here, and you just want to put your adhesive along these edges. You don't want to get any adhesive on this white piece on the inside. So I'm going to use my Scotch Advanced Tape Glider, and I'm just going to go on the edges of this. And I'm doing this as an Easter card. You can change up these images and the sentiments and make this into whatever kind of card you want. All right, now this, we've got to try to get this centered and even, which, as you've already seen, if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm not the greatest at it. And see, there we go, I'm off, but that's all right, because that's our back panel anyway. So, all right, and there's that. And next, I have, these are optional. I've cut out 2 little strips that are going to go on the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere those. And this is just going to go right along the edge. And then all right, and then the same thing on this side. Alright, and then this little funny piece here, it has a fold right in the center of it, and it is going to get placed on inside this little cutout, but it's only going to go onto your piece that you pull in and out. So you'll want to make sure that's all the way in. And then I'm going to use some adhesive. I'm not going to go all the way to the top. I'm just going to go about midway down. I think my glue dried up in my tip here. There we go. And then same thing on this side. And we want to try to get this centered in our little cutout here. Alright, and then just flip it, and same thing with the back. You want it to be in that little cutout. It should kind of line itself up. Alright, and then just push your adhesive down. Alright, and then the last step is to take your little bunny, and it is going to go on this piece right here. So when we pull our tab out, he's going to kind of stand up. So I'm going to place him, let's see, I don't want him sticking off too far, so about right there. And I'm just going to use a couple of little adhesive dots here, some pop dots. And we're only going to do the bottom half because we want that top half to stand up. So I'm going to do one there. And then if I can keep track of them, I'm going to put one on each of his little feet here. Just to give him a little more support. And then just gonna stick him right down there. And you'll want to make sure you do not get it on this last fold. You want it to be on this panel that pops up. Let me see. Let me flip this over and lift it up. You want it to be on this part of your card. So I'm just going to do that and put him on there. All right, and that's all there is to this card. It's pretty simple. It's just All right, and then there it is when it's closed. And then you pull your tab and your little bunny stands up and you have your little image. I did the little Easter eggs with the grass in there. And that is it. And like I said, you know, this is a fun little card. So, and then when you pull this up, you have your happy Easter sentiment there. So, I mean, you can do a lot of things with this card. So have fun, use your imagination. You don't have to do it exactly as I've done mine. Any questions, just post it in the comments below. There will be a link in the video description to go to my blog to get this file for Cricut Design Space. And I do want to point out that if I use a paid image from Cricut, I will note that in the description. All images that I use for my projects, I try to only use free or access subscription images. So if you have access, this will be free to cut. So I did want to point that out. Like I say, any questions, just post them and I'll try my best to answer. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.